Folks, this is Roger Scott, and today is July 18th. It's a Thursday. Just wanted to give you some tips. I've been traveling the last few days. That's why my voice is a little hoarse. I've been talking a lot. I've been doing a lot of classes. But most of you guys know I'm a professional trader. I've been doing this for a quarter of a century, and I've managed 2 hedge funds, and I've achieved a lot of success. But I get an interesting question all the time. What would you do differently if you started again? What would you differently, Roger? Like, give me the major things you would do differently. So I'm going to summarize this for you today in today's video. I decided to break it up into 3 parts because I believe that there were 3 instrumental parts that really helped me break through to the other side, so to speak. 3 things, okay? So let's talk about the first one. The first one is psychology. Many traders, most traders, have a completely false sense of belief. Now, when I say psychology, I'm not talking about the psychology you need to stay away from greed and fear. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the psychology about how to place a trade and stay in a trade, not to get stopped out, not trading emotionally. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you believe. See, here's the problem, and here's what I found out. Because again, I started out as a broker, so I talked to a lot of people. And then I was a fund manager where I didn't talk to a lot of people. And then I started doing this with Market Geeks and Wealth Press. And again, I started talking to a lot of people. So I've had a lot of interaction. And believe it or not, one of the biggest reasons why traders fail is they have a very strong sense, a very wrong sense of self-belief. They don't have a real understanding of what trading is all about, okay? Let me give you a real simple analogy, okay? Let's say that you start working out, okay? And you get 10 guys telling you, hey, you're gonna be able to bench press 400 pounds after 2 weeks, all right? And they're all telling you this, and they're all huge, and they can all bench press 400 pounds, and they're telling you that you're going to be able to bench press 400 pounds. Well, you're going to go to the gym, and like most people, you're not going to be able to bench press 400 pounds. You're going to get discouraged, and you're going to get stopped. You're not going to get stopped. You're going to stop doing it. I'm confusing getting stopped out with stopping exercise. So the point I'm making is there's a lot of false self-beliefs, and I believe that if people didn't have these false beliefs about trading, they would achieve much better success, and they would be much more positive, and they wouldn't give it up, okay? So the first fallacy, or the first false belief, is that anyone could become a professional trading with $20, $30, $50. It doesn't matter how much you start with. No, that's not true. You don't need a lot of money. As a matter of fact, most traders who I know who started out with a couple of $1,000s. But you can't start out with $50 or $100 and expect to become a multimillionaire in a couple of years. You would have probably better odds going to Las Vegas and gambling. And you would get comped at the hotel because you'd lose all your money. Don't do that. Have realistic expectations. Set a goal for yourself. Start with a $5,000 account and try to make 20, 30, 40% a year. If you can outperform a market your first year of trading, you're doing really well. So, fallacy number 1, don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for this amazing success right away. It takes time. If you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school. If you want to be a doctor, you go to medical school. What makes you think trading is any different? So, that false belief that anyone can start with any amount of money and build it up and be a millionaire, it's just not accurate. It's not true. Now, you can start with a small account and you can build it up, but you're going to have struggles along the way because as your account grows, you're going to have different issues come up. And I'll talk about that in the other video. But the most important thing is talk to people who started out. Talk to traders who are just getting started. See what they're going through. Okay? Trading is easy when you have all the right parts. All right? So in order to succeed, in order to be profitable, you need to have positive expectancy. Your first goal should be to get rid of these false beliefs and to achieve positive expectancy. Now, I know that sounds fancy, but positive expectancy is simply, over time, making more money than you lose, either by having higher percentage of accuracy or by having lower percentage of accuracy and bigger winner. But the bottom line is, if you over time cannot have winners that are bigger than your losers, you're not going to be successful. So that's number one. And again, a lot of this has to do with psychology and your belief system. Don't go swinging for the fences your first few months. Learn the basics, learn about positive expectancy, get rid of all those false beliefs, okay? False beliefs is a psychological issue. And the biggest factor that will separate a beginner from a professional is psychology. All right? In the next video, we're going to talk about the second factor, and then we'll jump into the third video where I'll talk about trait clusters. But again, the biggest obstacle that you face is your belief system. You're your biggest enemy. Change your belief system. Lower your expectations. Get started. Learn to walk before you run.